everybody, I'm Rootska.
I'm Josh.
I'm sick this week again.
And I'm Chris.
And we are, once again, playing Mass Effect 3. The Quarians in the background are yelling, but I'm too busy doing my morning run. Because as a cyborg, I need to exercise.
I am hoping that having a clogged head and a sore throat will improve my commentary and make it less negative.
Ultimately, that having a clogged head will make this game make sense.
So pull them back.
Are we?
Really?
Why are we running? Do an episode. Do a thing. Why are we doing this? You're making the game last long.
Okay, so Admiral Logain, who is apparently not Chorus as we thought last week, will
Or turn
blame everyone but me because they didn't tell me that he wasn't Logain. I even asked, and it was like, no, yeah, it's Logain. Or maybe they just didn't respond. He's arguing with the founder from Deep Space Nine, and I don't know. I'm gonna support the founder because she's somewhat less than a dumbass. Of a dumbass than him. Oh,
That
God.
is a fierce.
This is a terrible, terrible start for this week. What is
Your
Legion have to say?
characterization of Shepard is not really paying attention to what's going on, but just choosing people based on like how annoying they are.
She's done enough already.
Yeah, test see if the Thresher Maw's gone. Send in some civilians to see if it's left yet. Yeah, I agree with you because I like you. You get a good haircut.
Hey, I don't suppose I could get like my shoulder pad back.
The creators will lose armaments.
I mean, you don't really look like you're using
So we
it for
destroy the server?
anything.
No.
I'd ask for the chest plate back too, but I'm not sure how having a chest plate with a hole in the middle of it would be very useful.
Removing Geth from this server will prevent significant creator
You
deaths.
don't need it. You've got a new set of banana yellow
Back on the
freakware.
Dreadnought, you mentioned Geth heretics. What exactly happened to them after we blew up that satellite?
Your decision was sound. Deleting the heretics resulted in fewer Geth allied with the old machine.
Fewer Geth, you
You
mean
don't regret killing them?
all of them?
If we had not deleted the heretics, we would face an increased number of hostile Geth platforms. Death holds different
I do actually like the character
consequences for
design
synthetics than
with
organics.
the sort of elements of the breastplate.
About deleting
With the whole punch through where
We're
beyond
already
you can see
facing
shadow and
millions
little
of Geth
glowing blue
working with the
lights.
Reapers.
That's a nice visual
I'm okay with
effect.
thinning those numbers again.
So, I never picked up Legion in my playthrough of Mass Effect 2. Is his giant gaping hole explained? And if so, why does the not... Okay.
sensory equipment.
I thought the gaping
No.
hole was from when he got shot or something during
Oh,
the initial mission
when
where
you-
you met him.
Was immense.
Where you met him, is that really what put the hole in him? You see so little, you basically see him peering
I don't
over his
remember.
sniper rifle at you, and then he gets shot in the drive core
We do not view the
of the
Right.
dead Reaper,
to deity.
and
However, we have
I
gained
just always
perspective
assumed he
on
kind of
why
had
others
that
would
hole,
use
and it was
this
just to
quality.
show that he was a robot, and he didn't care about crap
The
like
Geth have
that.
fought the Quarians before. What made them
I
So-
think it would be hilarious if in this game you came up to him and he had just had cardboard taped over that hole.
Store all memories. It was to
I kind of want to
Like
just reach
corrugated
my hand through,
brown-
like, poke
Wait,
him.
so you guys were starting
Poke him in his
instrumentality?
Yes. A significant amount of programs were installed when created.
I only asked because in my playthrough I didn't have Legion, I had unnamed other robot. And I don't know if they're supposed to be the same robot, but he also had a big gaping
Yeah.
gap.
Well,
that what
Legion
Geth
gets
had
his
enough work
name
for the Reapers?
on the Normandy. EDI actually
Imagine
names
that for
him.
every one of your
Right.
So
lost on Earth,
I like
your
that
innocence
he didn't
is
just,
dimmed.
since he didn't get that name in this game, he wouldn't be named Legion, but he's probably the
We're
same
afraid you'd be
being.
wiped out.
We do not experience fear as you would, but we
And
have
instead of
no
just
desire to
having
exterminate.
EDI come up with the
Even if
exact
the
same
Reapers
name
cost
for the
the
same
Geth free
being,
will.
they just left him as unnamed. I thought it was kind of, that showed some
What'd you do after you
restraint.
left the Normandy?
Our physical platform
Restraint is
returned to
sometimes
consensus
something this
beyond
game
the
series
previous
sometimes
fail.
lacks.
Data gathered during our mission confirmed that the old machine's return was imminent.
For example,
We planned for war.
they killed a
So the
kid.
Geth believed your proof that the Reapers were coming back.
Hey, did you tell Legion
have
about the
been
dead
nice.
kid yet? He's like, boo hoo hoo,
They're
my
not giving
entire
me the
form of
option.
life.
We'll talk
Our
later.
creators created us and tried to genocide us.
Understand why
And
they
you're
wouldn't let
like,
me talk about the kid.
shut up, you calculator. A kid died.
You don't
You
even
talk to Rex about
understand.
that. I'm sure he'll be really concerned. Rex, did
Oh,
you
you
know
have
one
the
of our human children
genophage?
died?
You have the genophage and know just how you feel. You see, when I was on Earth, there was a kid that died, so I know exactly what you're going through.
Actually, that is kind of an interesting point. Just thinking about the kid dying. So you see one kid die in the very beginning, and that emotionally traumatized you throughout the entire game.
Oh, those random people
Apparently.
rescued in the multiplayer mission.
Why doesn't Anderson show signs of like
Oh, dear
serious
God!
PTSD or like serious emotional
We
drain?
got an email from Miranda's sister. I got
I understand you worked a lot with my sister Miranda. Is it true what they say about her ass?
She like, what is this? The
Damn.
most roundabout way of asking for help ever? Duh. Oh, hey. Someone mourns Michael Dorn, the Quarian that died.
But anyway, like seriously, Anderson should be showing serious signs of emotional distress, and by the time we reach him back on Earth, he's still basically just, you know, standing there, being cool.
Oh, you should have seen it, Shepard. Yesterday, I saw 3 million people snuff it. It was something. Also, we had rat for breakfast. Not good. So it's been rough all around.
Not that I'm trying to one-up that kid who died!
Is it the server that we have to shut down that takes us to Tron Land? I don't remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Who do we want to take this time? We haven't taken Tully and Liara together.
You know, I know this is intended to be a representational model of the solar system, but it still amuses me how close you fly to the sun.
Dude, you can fly through
You
the sun.
fly
it doesn't
right
even
through
matter.
it.
I know. Cycle appearances, how much effect does that actually have?
It changes some of their bonuses.
Does it? I thought it was just an outfit.
No, you get like, I think it's the difference between power recharge time and power damage.
That's misleading if so. I'm not sure I actually believe you.
Next time we go on a mission, I'll show it to you.
Understood, Admiral Ron. We're almost at the server. Keep us
Alternately, I could just look it
What's
up
your
since
status?
I have an internet connection
We
right
remain
goddamn
undetected
here.
on
That's
Geth
ridiculous.
cells.
And I'm not a lazy
Nobody
Resistance
would
is
scum
be
turd
diligent
buck.
enough to look
Within.
that up.
It's that
You gotta be
big?
lazy,
You
man.
misunderstand. Direct virtual interface is necessary to extract Geth from the server. You must enter our consensus.
Direct
You want
virtual
me to
interface, you
virtually
say.
interact with the Geth?
Is necessary to extract Geth from the server.
World built for synthetics. Hostile Geth synthetics.
I'm not a machine.
This is the game trying to excuse what it's about to do. Okay, this was a really interesting idea.
They called it
Kind
Project
of.
Two.
It's literally Tron.
Call
You are
back
going
to a DLC
into,
we didn't do.
The interface they created and have equipment
you
coordinated
are
to
going to
facilitate
go
safe
into the
contact.
Geth world
We
and
request
perceive the
your
world as
trust.
they perceive it. And unfortunately, they perceive it as you walking around on platforms shooting
We
crap
were
with a
still
gun.
formulating, but your presence is necessary.
Why is
Yeah.
They
your
lampshade it.
eyeball so bright and bloom? What? Now it's not. Now it is again. What the hell?
You will disable the squad.
Stop shining that flashlight in my eye!
Edie, hey, Legion, can you maybe turn that down a little bit? And like put a lampshade over it?
We have compromised local systems. They
Did
will
you just call him
remain dormant
Edie?
until our work is complete.
Yeah.
There is little time.
So I'm a robo-racist. What can I say?
Secure safe landing.
They all look exactly the same!
Yes,
But if
I
you-
see no difference
Oh.
between how Legion and Edie
Shit.
appear.
Well, Legion committed suicide, I guess. Oh no, I guess he comes from the same school of combat drops as, oh hi Grand Canyon, as the Cerberus mechs.
Man, look at this lush home world. I'll bet you the Quarians are just dying to get this place back.
But
You
no.
know, I can't remember, but I thought they said something about it in Mass Effect 2 about how Rannoch had been devastated by the war or some bullshit like that. And that the
Man,
Geth were
Plains is
trying
getting devastated right up around here.
to fix it. I don't know.
I would love it if the
This place.
Reapers. I would love the Reapers got here and they were like, we were going to extinguish all life in the galaxy, but apparently you guys have got
That's
this.
not the pistol that I'm using. I'm holding a different pistol, and my real pistol is on my belt. What the hell? I can't dual wield pistols in this game. This isn't Max Payne.
Oh, but what
This
if
would
it
be way
was
better if it was
Effect?
Max Payne.
Max
Let's
Effect
do
would
Max
be the
Payne.
best game.
You heard it here first.
Max
Next
Payne
season we're
3?
doing Max Payne.
Just every cutscene is Shepard flying through the air in slow motion.
Yes. Hostile Geth fighter squadrons.
Hey,
are
I
now
wanted a
this
few
server.
renegade interrupts in Max Payne 3. Like, how about you don't follow that fucking kid, Max?
It is best if you connect the
How about you just shoot him through the window, Max?
I'm glad I took my party with me for this.
You know, it would
Yeah,
be worth
that
it
is
just.
little.
It would be worth it just for the references we could make to that video about, you know, everyone in Max Payne's family is dead.
I will link it in the show notes.
It began like all my lunches with the death of a woman.
So,
Okay, now this is an
It's the
interesting
Matrix.
thing.
Mapping
Go
to
ahead, Chris.
Remain still.
I was just going to complain about the fact that it's really cool in some ways and really flawed in others, and that it's mostly a giant exposition machine that we should have gotten 2 games ago.
It's interesting exposition. I mean, I would say it's poorly justified, but this sort of thing is just so hard to justify. You have to handwave something like this.
Shepard Commander.
And it's not like they were going to match the hard science fiction and interesting
Right.
speculative model presented by Saints Row III.
What is this?
That's true. Oh yeah, the Saints Row the Third virtual reality section, and how similar this is to that.
Welcome.
Our world is something familiar.
Welcome to Aperture Science.
Familiar. Where are you?
I don't mind
This
the
game just
aesthetic.
turned into Portal.
I don't mind it either. And they even lampshade the fact that you use a gun here, which it got a good laugh out of me. I can't read the subtitles, it's too low grade for me here, but at one point you say, hey, how come I'm using a gun? And Legion's like, oh, well, we just wanted you to use something familiar.
To be fair, running around third person, shooting guns at enemies on platforms is pretty fucking familiar by now.
It's like, Shepard, you're pretty much the main person in the universe for this sort of work, so we just figured we'd hand it off to you. I mean, okay, the setup for this, like, why Shepard, why can't Legion do this herself, you can raise a dozen objections. But this is one of those things where, if you trust the writers, yeah, it's fun, so you give it a break, and if you trust the writers, you'll swallow stuff like this. If you're already pissed off at the game and, like, grinding your teeth because you're thinking about Kai Lang, this is exactly the sort of part of the game that will get on your nerves and you'll be like, oh, this doesn't make any sense.
So this kind of reminds me of the last level of Metro 2033, where you're running from the weird super aliens that have been trying to kill you, and you're in some kind of weird dream world, and the ground just pops up right in front of you.
See, it reminds me of Clive Barker's Jericho. Am I right? It's like that one part in Clive.
And
Barker's.
thanks.
Did anybody play that game? Anyone?
I played the first 20 minutes and it was awful and I quit.
It was fucking terrible. It was a horrible game.
It was a horrible shooter and it was a horrible, like,
This is
scary
silly.
game. It failed. It tried to combine two genres that shouldn't get anywhere near each other and it failed spectacularly at both of them.
The thing that amused me the most was how his revolver was like the size of his torso.
No, I think this is getting off topic, but I think umbrage for the fact that you can't mix horror and shooters, because what are Condemned or Fear or even Clive Barker's Undying,
I
which
was
worked
thinking
pretty.
squad. I'm thinking in the terms of squad shooter, like a squad game.
Oh, I got teleported.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm not thinking of Clive Barker's Jericho. I'm thinking of Undying.
Oh,
That's a
way,
way
you
older
leveled up.
game.
Undying is a much better game.
what we're doing
I
here
did not
is
like
we are inside of the Geth consciousness, and we're shooting the Reaper influence on their mind. Again, this is just something you have to go with.
Orange is
You either
bad.
swallow it or you complain about it. And
Note
I
again,
don't have the heart to complain
blue
about it.
And orange.
Yeah, I can
Starts to
complain
make
about
you wonder
that. Just-
if the artists had any other kind of color palette in mind at all.
Again,
Well, I mean,
this
it's-
isn't bad in itself. It's just that they've been hitting this same exact note so much.
This
And
is
this is a
abstract enough
computer
that
world,
it
you can
doesn't
do
really
anything.
matter. Like, it sucked when we were talking about it because it was so. It was a combination of bland, and you couldn't really see what the foreground was.
What, are you
versus
going
the
to
background.
store that in your brain, Shepard? Oh, Reaper code fragment. I'll just put it in my head and take it home with me.
Cannot proceed until we gain
I'm
access.
gonna name this code fragment Francine.
What is left to shoot?
Be hilarious if you got in here and you were just butt naked, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm naked, and Legion would be like, well, we didn't think you'd care. I mean, what do you need armor for?
This data cluster.
You
He
need to
just
uncover
totally
the-
misunderstood it. What it would
Give
be
me a
like
hand
to
here.
be an organic.
What's
Oh,
naked?
okay. There's still more to shoot over there.
No, you have to uncover the core. Like, so here's
Right.
here's the gimmick with this. Each core here is its own a different memory of the Geth, which in theory would be really cool because this does something most of the rest of the game doesn't, which is as you're playing the shooty bits, you're also getting plot. Whereas usually in this game it's
Yeah.
shooty bits and then plot unrelated to shooty bits in the intermissions. This actually tries to do both at one time. So in the level you're getting story. It's just. It's all exposition. It's not what's happening to you, it's what happened hundreds of years ago.
Connection permits streaming of information from
In the
our
olden
archives.
times. And I mean, I loved seeing this exposition. I loved seeing the beginning of the Morning War. We're seeing the Quarians invent the Geth, and then the Geth become aware, and then the Quarians try and put them down. The problem with this is that what we're seeing makes the Quarians out to be so just stupidly evil, and the Geth such innocent children.
Yeah, it's
that
really irritating.
That it really undercuts the end when the catalyst is there, like, oh no, synthetics will always rise up and kill their masters, and you know the game has contradicted
Our
that
memories by using
deliberately in extended
Oh yeah.
exposition section.
Good point.
And they totally cheat and say, "Oh, you don't know what the Quarians look like when they're unmasked, so clearly you're just gonna see it as if they were masked."
That is a crap lame answer, because of course we're supposed to be seeing it from the way you remember it, Legion, not us.
Also, couldn't we have sex with a Quarian in the last game?
No,
It's possible.
They would unmask?
Yeah, that's
it was
right.
possible. You
I
could
don't know
both
if
tally if
sex
you were.
actually happened. I never actually did that
Yes.
particular romance
Yes,
because
it-
I kind of found it awkward.
This is Bioware. Sex equals romance.
There's the same thing.
this data cluster contains information timestamped 200.
Which is pretty infantile when you think about it, but I mean... I guess I can't really fault it. I mean, you know, you might as well have it. It is strongly correlated. It's just interesting how, like, it's so strongly correlated, like, that you reach the, like, we're openly in a relationship part, and bam, sex scene every single time. No one ever takes it slow. I think I complained about this last week, so
You may
yeah.
proceed to the last data cluster.